Willkommen zurück zu einem weiteren Part Honkai Star Rail. Beim letzten Mal haben wir die 2.0 Story von Penacony soweit abgeschlossen mit Holy, ist da noch was passiert am Ende. 2 Tode in einer Folge. Hier, Acorn ist ein Emanator, Kampf gegen Sam. Nochmal mit Adventurine was gemacht. Sparkle hat nochmal was mit dem Feder-Harmonie-Typen hier gehabt mit wie heißt er? Ich glaube Sonntag. Oder Sonntag oder Sunday? Mit hier ihm. Sonntag war es. Okay. Yes. Holy shit. Okay. Ja, es ist einiges gewesen. Wir können es noch gerade das hier durchlesen. Was für ein Chaos. Du dachtest ursprünglich, dass diese Reise nur aus Essen, Trinken und Spaß ohne Ziel und Zweck bestünde. Wer hätte gedacht, dass die Geschichte in diese Richtung sich in diese Richtung entwickeln würde? Der glattzüngige Vertreter der IFK schlägt dir einen Deal vor, aber du weißt nicht einmal, welche Chips du in der Hand hältst. Sag, bist du Glücksspieler? Ja. Du bist zufälligerweise ein geborener Glücksspieler. Das Wichtigste ist, den Spaß am Spielprozess aufzunehmen. Ob man gewinnt oder verliert, ist nicht wichtig. Es ist toll, dass du in jeder Situation lachen kannst. Schließlich wird man manchmal in Spiele verwickelt, ob man will oder nicht. Okay. Ja. Genau. Ansonsten, etwas, was ich noch nie gezeigt habe, jetzt gut zeigen kann, ist hier diese Schicksalskreuzung. Da kann man sich ja schön so anschauen, wie die Geschichte entstanden ist, was so die einzelnen Kapitel waren, die man da drin gemacht hat, wie so die auch Abzweigungen und alles sind. Und das können wir uns jetzt mal gerade für Penacony anschauen, weil die jetzt irgendwie verfügbar. Ich weiß nicht, was... Ah. Ja. So schön auch, was genauso passiert ist. Kann man nochmal so knapp nachlesen. Ja, und die Mission werden wir jetzt gleich machen. Und sonst gibt es natürlich die ganzen Nebenmissionen hier noch zu tun. Ah, man sieht sogar welche, die man noch nicht hat, aber wo man die kriegt. Okay, cool. Das ist schön. Das ist schön. Okay, dann... Ja, scheinbar ist wirklich diese Begleitermission für beide. Ich dachte, das wäre jetzt zuerst die Begleitermission von Black Swan und in der zweiten Hälfte dieser Version wird man eine Begleitermission für Sparkle bekommen. So haben sie ja in vorherigen Versionen zum Beispiel gemacht. Aber scheinbar haben die eine gemeinsame Begleitermission. Oh, und das ist die Nachricht von Dr. Edward. Hallo, Frau Kellerkind. Jemand hat uns soeben eine Traumblase gespendet. Eine psychometrische Spektralanalyse lässt vermuten, dass du an dem Inhalt dieser Traumblase Interesse haben wirst. Weißt du, wer gespendet hat? Oder willst du mir das sagen? Die Spenderin ist eine elegante Dame namens Black Swan. Wenn du Zeit hast, unsere Türen sind für dich geöffnet. Okay. Dann gehen wir doch dahin. Oh, Loading Screen, weil ich in so einen Traum gehe, ne? Okay.
Oh, is that a stain? I like this.
Ich finde interessant, dass hier dieses Ausrufezeichen nicht weggeht. Weil ich diese Mission hier wahrscheinlich noch nicht halt habe. Solange bleibt das wahrscheinlich hier. Es wird mich das die ganze Zeit stören, wenn ich hier dieses Ausrufezeichen sehe. Okay. Dr. Edward. Interessant. Also sehen wir jetzt nur einen Traum. Hi, lange nicht gesehen, altes Riesenauge. Oh.
Be careful. We did pass the safety inspection stipulated by Article 027, damaged person.
Oh.
However, this Dreamscape will feature unfiltered and unpolished fresh memories. Will make for a very vivid experience.
Okay.
Call this type of dream a thrill.
Also scheinbar es wird diese Mission sein, wir werden nicht tatsächlich was mit Black Swan und Sparkle machen, sondern wir sehen uns einfach die Erinnerung an, was passiert ist. Ich habe mich auch schon gefragt, wie machen sie jetzt die Story weiter, dass wir jetzt in dieser Mission sowohl Black Swan treffen, als auch wahrscheinlich Sparkle, aber so macht das Sinn.
Luckily, I just so happen to be an excellent doctor. Albeit a psychiatric one.
I'm a doctor of psychology.
Please, close your eyes and rest your forehead on the dream bubble.
Okay, let's go.
I nearly forgot. That elegant girl mentioned something before she left.
Oh, was ist los?
The nature of this memory is special. Don't ruin the Dreamscape experience for anyone else by spoiling the ending.
Okay. Oh mein Gott, wir können gegen Mülltonnen kämpfen. Ja, da ist es die beste Mission aller Zeiten. Black Swan muss im Team sein. Okay, schauen wir uns doch mal diese Black Swan an. Sie hat sehr viel mehr Speed. Sehr viel mehr. Sie hat mehr Speed, weniger Effekt-Hit-Rate. Speed ist nice, aber tatsächlich, ich glaube, meine hat auch mehr Angriff. Und mehr Effekt-Hit-Rate. Ich würde tatsächlich meine nehmen wollen. Ah. Okay. Ja dann. Dann noch Kafka. Wenn wir schon auf Dot gehen. Wir können einfach mal lustig sein, nehmen Sampo noch mit. Wir haben komplett Dot. Und Bailu für Heilung. Ja. Anstatt Ruan Mai nochmal auf Triple Dot zu gehen. Auch ganz lustig. Auch ganz lustig, bestimmt.
In my estimation, there is no question about it. This is murder.
Oh. Warum hat alles mit Mord zu tun?
Murder. Such a foreign word to us. The people of Penacony could never come to any harm while under the watchful protection of the family.
Ja, ich wünsche, es wäre ein fremdes Wort für
In a
uns.
dream, even if you're bashed 1,000 times with a hammer. And worst, you'll still wake up in reality in a hotel.
Not necessarily. Even if the result does not constitute harm, the criminal intent is clear enough.
Ich vermute mal, auch Sampo wird gar nicht wirklich hier auf Penacony sein. Das war einfach die ganze Zeit Sparkle, die hat sich von Minute 1 schon als ihn ausgegeben hat.
You're not wrong. Even if there are no casualties, being smashed over the head with a hammer in the middle of the street for no reason at all? This is not the kind of thing that happens on Penacony. You are guests of the Oak family, so you may investigate the crime scene. I'll be on standby over here.
Okay.
Are you a witch? Just how did you manage to convince them in the blink of an eye that we're some kind of detectives?
Just some suggestions at the memory level. If something happens in everybody's memory, then that something becomes a fact. If we
Okay.
had a little more time, I could have even convinced her I was Shipe the Harmony.
Okay.
Then on to the
Gar
next
nicht creepy.
order of business. Let's discuss your companion, shall we?
Memo Keeper of the Garden of Recollection.
Moment, also ist Sampo doch hier?
What? You stole a glance at me when you first entered the
Okay, schön. Gerade eben rede ich davon, ja, es ist nicht wirklich Sampo. Es ist doch? Oder ist es doch? Oder es ist Sparkle?
Pondwater reflections of the Iden Park. Even in the reflections of the wine glass. Everywhere.
Bin verwirrt. Entweder ist es Sampo und das ist jetzt Sparkle und Sampo ist hier, aber dann hat sich Sparkle als Sampo ausgegeben. Oder das ist Sparkle und Sparkle tut ebenfalls eine Maske nutzen, um separat zu spielen. Ich bin verwirrt.
Dear, do you have a crush on me? Well then, seeing as you're so interested in me, let's play a little game. I
Okay.
left a puzzle for you, Nero Timol. Solve it and prove that you're capable of pleasing me. If you can solve it, then we can talk. Don't leave me waiting, my dear. Before Penacony gets flipped upside down, try to find me, catch me, and stop me.
There's actually more than one memo keeper who's come to Penacony. She's mixed me up with someone else. But no harm, no foul.
Okay.
The address that the mask gave you is right here. But you never would have thought that when Miss Sparkle mentioned a game, she was talking about wanton slaughter on the streets of Penacony. Such a direct act of provocation.
Ich meine, es kann auch wirklich sein, dass das Sparkle ist und sie halt einfach so aus. Ich meine, es wäre scheinbar ja ein Charakter.
Forgive me. I had no idea about anything she said. As you saw, I went through a brain scan and everything. I'm just a friend, helping her deliver a letter. That's all. I never knew this was actually a declaration of warfare. They say you shouldn't kill the messenger. So, maybe you can just, let me go. You all are the big shots here. I'm
Oh mein
really
Gott.
not on your level.
Macht schon nicht Spaß, Samples Art.
What a frightened look you have. Don't worry. Since this has nothing to do with you, I won't be suspecting you of anything.
Oh. Seems like I can't
Der hat so
escape
perfekten
being an
Charakter, wie
assistant
das Sparkle halt so sich
detective.
als ihn tarnt und versucht halt sie zu verarschen, aber sie weiß wahrscheinlich in Wahrheit dann schon die ganze Zeit, dass das ja eigentlich Sparkle
No
ist.
big deal.
Wer ist perfekt? Der Wachtmeister und Konstabler. Okay.
If there's anything you'd like to know, please ask away.
Bezüglich des
Who was
Opfers.
the victim?
An IPC employee named Shamari. Eyewitnesses reported that a tall, strong man wearing a large robe with long sleeves walked right past Shamari, then suddenly assaulted him with a hammer.
Okay.
Shamari collapsed on the spot and woke up from the dream. The murderer vanished in a flash.
Ooh, that sounds just like Sparkle. Her best asset is transforming her appearance to look like someone else.
Bezüglich des am Tatort anwesenden Trupp.
Who are those two little guys?
Seems like the assailants stole the troop from elsewhere and deliberately placed them here. What nerve. They don't even have the slightest consideration for public order. Those two have clammed up. I wonder if you two could help pry open their mouths.
Looks like a puzzle that Sparkle has left behind for you.
Okay. Beweise, die
Any
gefunden
leads
wurden.
yet?
This is a developing case, so there aren't many clues yet. All we have to go by are the weapon used by the assailant and the victim's ID. They didn't
Okay.
even take the weapon with them. Sounds like they're trying to provoke us. Despicable.
Können wir mit dem Opfer reden?
Where's Mr. Shamari right now? I'd like to meet him.
I'm afraid you can't. The Oaks came forward and calmed him down. Mr. Shamari expressed that he understands the unpredictable nature of dreams and went on to vacation in another dreamscape.
Okay.
Best not to bother him. Guest experiences always have to come first.
Oh, I'm afraid
Okay.
by the time we find him, half of Penacony will have been sent back to reality by Sparkle.
Looks like we'll have to play this little game of sparkles then.
Okay. Konstabler, was sagst du?
Lady Black Swan, you're here! I'm the constable, and this here assisting me is the bailiff for this case.
Oh Gott.
Mr. Coldfeet, why'd you do it?
So they can talk after all. Miss Black Swan, they're heading straight for you.
Don't interrupt, I wasn't talking to you. Ahem. I understand Lady Black Swan has quite the intellect. I'm sure you'll be able to get to the bottom of the Sparkle murder case.
The Sparkle murder case? Wasn't the victim Shamari from the IPC?
You're wrong, Lady Black Swan. The victim is evidently none other than the matriarch of the Goldhammer family,
Okay.
Miss Sparkle Goldhammer.
Oh, I guess Miss Sparkle has written herself into the skit here, and this has nothing to do with the actual case. Goldhammer? Is that her real surname?
Never heard of it. Sounds made up. Sparkle doesn't sound like a real name either.
Miss
Fair
Sparkle
enough.
was supposed to receive 3 valiant warriors at the Goldhammer residence today, but upon their arrival, all they found was her body.
Okay.
Miss Sparkle had been smashed over the head by a hammer and died on the spot. Such a brutal act of violence.
My investigations discovered that the 3 warriors were supposed to escort supplies back to their territory the day before, but they were unexpectedly ambushed by the Annihilation Gang. They narrowly escaped and barely got away with their lives, finding their supplies almost completely raided. So they all shared a motive for killing Miss Sparkle, to escape punishment.
Okay.
So the 3 of them teamed up to kill her.
Is the case closed?
No, there can only be 1 murderer. It's not an unsolved mystery if there are 3 murderers. Hang on. Wait.
If you can't justify it, don't bother.
Got it! Those 3 were all vying against each other to be number 2. They couldn't have cooperated on anything. So it must have been one of them acting alone.
Okay.
That actually doesn't make much sense. Even if they were on bad terms, those 3...
Please begin your investigation, Lady Black Swan. There are lots of clues at the crime scene that are...
Ich muss irgendeinen dummen Grund haben, warum es nur einer sein kann.
I've got the case file right here. If you want to learn more about the suspects, talk to me.
Gottes Willen. Okay, Wachtmeister, was sagst du?
Lady Black Swan, allow me to introduce the 3 suspects to you. Letzten, Zhongshan, and Wright.
Letzten, Zhongshan, Wright.
Sparkle's chief lieutenant, whose right hand was unfortunately severed while he was valiantly fighting off the Annihilation Gang. He's now learning how to write and hold a fork with his left hand. How tough that must be.
Ihm wurde die rechte Hand abgetrennt, okay.
Zhongshan. This guy's a coward who ran away as soon as a group spotted some bandits along the road. He ended up smashing into the side
Okay,
of the cliff
Lefty.
and his face disfigured.
Ihr Left-Typ hat die rechte Hand verloren.
The road.
Zhongshan hat das Gesicht verloren.
Comes right. This guy was so insatiably greedy that he still came back to try and embezzle the rest of the supplies after they narrowly escaped with their lives, lying about how the gang had taken off
Okay.
everything. Lefton and
Holy.
Zhongshan were so incensed that they broke his legs.
Okay, und Wright hat die beide
Hang
verloren.
on, I'm confused here. Left on? Right? Is this some kind of joke?
What? Where did you get that idea from? Do you need me to go over it all again?
Alter. Nein, es wird nicht
That
nötig
won't
sein.
be necessary. I've memorized every detail.
No wonder you're a memo keeper.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Look, an ID card. Talent Motivation Department, Shamari. Is this the victim?
Mr. Shamari's belongings should have disappeared alongside him as he woke from the dreamscape. The fact that this ID is here means Miss Sparkle placed it here on purpose.
Okay. Ja, es wird halt so Hinweise jetzt geben, dann muss ein Rechtshändler gewesen sein. Und dann, Lefty war es nicht.
This hammer is super
kann-
heavy. This must be the
Ah.
murder weapon for the Sparkle murder case.
Ja, aber es ist super schwer. Man muss ihn mit 2 Händen
Miss
tragen,
Sparkle
wahrscheinlich.
also used it to attack Mr. Shamari.
I'm barely able to lift this using both hands. I have no idea how Sparkle could ever use this to hit a target.
Okay, also ist es der Lefty-Typ scheinbar schon mal nicht. Weil... Selbst Sampo kann ihn nicht mit einer Hand heben. Was für eine Powerfrau.
Is that all the evidence? How are we meant to solve this with so little to go on?
Okay. Hi.
Oh, you scared me. When did you pop out?
The 2 pieces of evidence that you found are related to the attack on Shamari. Miss Sparkle didn't leave them lying around for no reason. They're clues to the puzzle.
Okay, Übersetzungsfehler. Hallo, Übersetzungsfehler. Hier steht, sie hat sie grundlos zurückgelassen, aber sie hat sie nicht grundlos zurückgelassen.
There are still some
Ich bemerke solche Sachen und muss es anmerken.
in other areas, so they won't spoil
Isn't that a bit unnecessary?
No. It's disruptive to have a stack of irrelevant things crowding a crime scene. Miss Sparkle is a law-abiding citizen who'd never bring extra trouble to the family.
Ach, natürlich. An dem Mordort, an dem Ort, wo sie jemanden ermordet hat, Beweise liegen zu lassen, alle auf einem Haufen, das wäre ja unordentlich. Sowas macht sie nicht. Sie ist ein netter Bürger.
Looks like Miss Sparkle is adding a little spice to the investigation. Let's take her up on her offer then. Mr. Assistant Detective, this way.
Okay. Ah, okay. Zack. So, nochmal hier rein. Ich glaube, hier war ich schon mal.
What's this little device here for? Could you please let me know? It looks like a little button.
Don't push it, Lady Black Swan. Whatever you do, don't push it. That's
Okay.
the mutually assured destruction button that Miss Sparkle installed. Once pushed, Miss Sparkle and the entirety of Pinaconi will instantaneously go up in smoke. Miss Sparkle also has her own button. The second she pushes hit, you and the entirety of Pinaconi
What?
That sounds like both buttons can do the exact same thing.
Ja.
Correct. Exactly the same.
Was?
Oh,
Aren't you going to ask me why?
okay. Why?
Why?
Because she is fair.
This is nuts.
Anscheinend kann man mit einem kleinen Druck auf den Knopf ganz Penacony platt machen. Wer würde das nicht gerne ausprobieren? Ja, fair enough. Fair enough. What the hell?
Yeah.
What the hell? Okay. Mal gucken, was wir noch für Wahnsinn hier finden. Oh, ich kann das als der Kleine machen. Hätte ich nicht erwartet. Ich gedacht, ich muss mich jetzt hier nochmal zurückverwandeln. So. Dann da und da. Ein Häschen.
What's this? A plush toy?
Regardless of why it's designed to look like the conductor aboard the Astral Express.
Okay, es soll wirklich wie Bob-Omb aussehen. Okay, ich wollte es nicht sagen.
Connected to the case.
Have you ever heard of something called a red herring in detective stories? It's a fake clue that leads you down the wrong path.
Okay.
I see. But when it's so obvious, doesn't that defeat the purpose?
That's just in case you didn't realize the ingenuity of Miss Sparkle and were worried about her throwing out a random, useless clue.
Okay.
I see. Thank you for your keen insight. Then, let's pretend we were misled by a red herring. This doll. Could it be connected to the case?
Oh mein Gott.
You don't have to play along that hard, you know.
Doch, definitiv. Pom-Pom-Plüschfigur. Ah. RIP. Hanno hat Stones Handlanger dann seiner Weisheit überwunden. Wie beeindruckend das ist. Okay. Von mir aus.
This notice seems like a hint for us from Miss Sparkle.
Okay. Um zu verhindern, dass Verbrecher unser großartiges und reizendes Fräulein Sparkle verletzen, werden wir in der Goldhammer-Residenz ab sofort folgende Regeln gelten. Erstens, alle Bediensteten und Gäste sind verpflichtet, die Goldhammer-Residenz mittels der Gesichtserkennung zu betreten und zu verlassen. Zweitens, wer nicht durch das Gesichtserkennungssystem durchkommt, wird an Ort und Stelle getötet. Drittens, diese Regeln gelten auf unbestimmte Zeit. Okay, also entweder das bedeutet, der zweite kann es nicht gewesen sein, weil er schon getötet wurde, weil sein Gesicht ja nicht erkannt werden kann. Oder es bedeutet, dass der zweite es gewesen ist, weil er diese Regel gesehen hat und gemerkt hat, wenn ich jetzt hier weiterarbeite, werde ich gekillt. Und hat sich dann quasi gerächt.
That sounded like a story from ancient times. And why did the facial recognition system suddenly go out?
Wie, Moment. Ist es ausgegangen? Hä?
This is so her style, isn't it?
Moment, was?
Doesn't look like there are any more clues.
Oh, nein, nein.
Next, should
wollte-
we pin down the identity of the perpetrator? This evidence. I've been staring at it all day, but there's nothing that can identify the perp. Lefton, that guy lost his hand. Remember Zhongshan's face was disfigured after the incident at the cliff? I remember this one best. Right has a broken leg.
Also es war nicht nur ein gebrochenes
Why don't
Bein.
we flip the question and start by asking who couldn't be the murderer? After all, there are only 3 suspects.
If you put it like that, then do you already have someone in mind? Tell me, come on.
Ja. Also. Aber man kann wirklich einfach so ausschließen. Okay. Ja, Lefton kann es nicht gewesen sein, weil der Hammer ist zu schwer, um nur mit einer Hand.
Who exactly is Lefton? That guy lost his hand.
Ja, der Hammer.
Based
Der Hammer
on
ist zu
Bailiff's
schwer.
statement, Lefton's dominant hand was seriously injured to the point where he had to learn how to live using only
Ah,
his
es war
left
spezifisch
hand.
aus seiner dominanten Hand.
Swinging that giant sledgehammer to murder someone. That must be hard for him. Probably impossible. Lefton's suspicion level can be downgraded.
Genau. So Shan halt auch, ne?
Who remember Zhongshan's face?
Ja, das müsste ja... Das hier hat einfach nur der Knopf, der ist kein Beweis. Ja, das hier müsste der Beweis sein, dass er es nicht sein kann.
He was seriously injured and was all wrapped up in bandages to keep his good looks safe. If that's the case, then he couldn't have made it through the Goldhammer
Ja,
residence's
oder so,
facial
okay.
recognition system.
Er kann gar nicht erst reingekommen sein, stimmt.
That would suggest that Zhongshan is not the murderer.
By process of elimination, it seems that only Right could be the murderer.
Dann muss ich aber sagen, der Typ, der ohne Beine den Hammer hochgehoben hat und sie ermordet hat, ist Pauli. Okay.
Please begin your investigation, Lady Black Swan. There are lots of clues at the crime scene that are sure to help you apprehend the real culprit.
The murderer is right.
Beep! You have answered correctly.
Beep, beep, beep.
Expected you didn't disappoint, Lady Black Swan. Game rules stipulate I must tell you where the next puzzle is.
Oh, es geht weiter.
Huh? The next puzzle? I didn't sign up for this.
Looks like the key to winning lies not in the puzzle itself, but in the motives behind Miss Sparkle's strange behavior.
Okay.
I'm afraid this chase may just go on forever.
I have to remind you that Sparkle is a masked fool? Do you plan on finding logic in the mind of a masked fool?
That's exactly what I plan on doing. Even if it's just subjective, there must be an overall principle behind the behavior. Memories cannot lie, and hers may just understand more about her than she does herself.
Okay.
Right now, let's follow her train of thought and head to the next puzzle.
Arbeitet mit mir.
I hope this time we can get ahead of the Bloodhound family. I want to try and avoid using my Memo Keeper powers.
Okay. Begib dich schnell zum Ort von Sparkles nächstem Verbrechen. Okay.
So why are you so focused on Sparkle's challenge? Or should I ask, are you more focused on Sparkle herself?
Ich werde mir immer sicherer, dass das nicht Sampo ist, sondern
It's
Sparkle doch.
purely out of a spirit of competitiveness. And as a memo keeper, I also have to fulfill my responsibilities and harvest some interesting memories.
Tja, definitiv interessant hier. Sind das wieder Angestellte oder sind das jetzt Gegner?
Become part
Wahrscheinlich Angestellte.
Whoa,
Oh mein
this
Gott.
place is a complete mess. And those two weirdos are probably here too.
Den kennen wir gar nicht als Gegner oder so. Cool.
Oh, Detective Black Swan and Detective Sampo. You finally made it.
We don't know what we'd do without your help.
Same.
Why are you talking like that? Is this some sort of artistic performance that young people are into these days?
Is there something wrong with the way we are talking? Deputy Sheriff, am I talking in a strange way?
Oh, of course not, Sheriff. The way you talk is no stranger than the cat that climbs the apple tree in my grandma's backyard.
Okay.
Ah, the skit this time is a modernist one.
Let's discuss
Okay.
this difficult case then. The victim is a galactic business magnate named Sparkle.
Her again? Sparkle really is obsessed with scripting her own death.
Ja.
Laughter. If you undercut me one more time, I swear I'm gonna
Beim
kick
Hochgefühl.
you in the butt. Miss
Ich würde
Sparkle
gern
came
sehen.
to the fashion store to
Ja,
buy herself
er ist sehr
a normal
brutal.
tie. She didn't come back out. After
Okay.
a long time, the shopkeeper went in to see what was going on, but instead discovered Miss Sparkle's body. There were 3 suspects on the scene, namely a Papashi shopkeeper named Wright, a Foxian gambler named Zhang Shan,
Wow.
and a wealthy Intellitron trader called
Nicht mal neue Namen für die Schuldigen.
Our old friends.
It's not just to aid your memory. We've added more descriptions to help tell them apart.
Miss Sparkle is so great.
Based on surveillance footage, witness testimony, and various pieces of evidence, the killer is ultimately among these 3, and they were not working in cahoots.
You're too lazy to be a suspect, right?
Oh, for the laughter! If I talk any more with you, it'll make my pure soul filthy!
Detective Black Swan, the dossiers are over here. You can learn more about the suspects from me. I trust.
Okay. Dann finden wir mal raus, was die Mörder diesmal getan haben.
The identities of these suspects to you. It's very straightforward. First of all, is the shopkeeper right? He's one of the Papashi people and only stands as tall as Sparkle's waist, which is often a source of teasing for him. He can
Okay, Wright ist klein.
Next up, you have the merchant Letzten. He wants to join up with the Penacony Trading Guild and is in direct competition with Miss Sparkle. That could be a motive for killing her.
Okay, Letzten ist hier einfach ein Businessfeind.
Finally, there was the gambler Zhang Shan. He lost a bet to Miss Sparkle and he had to hand over his family heirloom.
Okay, und der ist einfach genervt, weil er verloren hat.
That's all the information we have. Do you need me to repeat it?
Nö.
That won't be necessary. I remember it all.
Alright. Ich vermute einfach mal, es wird der Kleine gewesen sein.
And there's the tie.
That skit before said that the deceased was strangled. Is this tie some kind of joke murder weapon?
The tag on the tie reads, only for Imperial Master Letzten. Seems like it's one of Miss Sparkle's personal belongings.
That's not
Okay.
how you use the word imperial.
Okay. Leftens Krawatte bekommen. Okay.
There's an accounting book lying on the ground. It must have been specially placed there by Sparkle.
On the title page is written Chen Katong. Is that someone's name? A code name. Oh, I think it's the name of the owner of this book.
Sampo plötzlich sehr erfreut an allem.
This Chen Katong person should be Sparkle's targeted victim this time around.
Okay. Geschäftsmann ist also das Wichtigste nach Geld. Ja. Okay.
So, it's just like the first case then. Only 2 pieces of evidence. The rest hidden inside her memories again.
Miss Sparkle doesn't want to distract your investigation.
She doesn't want to distract our investigation? What a law-abiding citizen this Sparkle is. Why doesn't she surrender then?
Fair enough. Oh, what a law-abiding citizen sie ist. Nett. Okay. Hier waren wir. Kann ich Treppen raufgehen? Nein. Kann ich nicht. Hier kann ich... Ah, aber hier kann ich mich zurückwandeln. Okay. So.
A little stool that seems quite normal. There are 2 small footprints drawn on it.
Okay, der Kleine hat sich auf den Stuhl
The
gestellt.
footprints, which are half as big as standard, must belong to a Pepeshi person.
Perhaps it's just that this person's drawing skills are extraordinary.
Okay. Mit Sicherheitstempo. Mit absoluter Sicherheitstempo. Ich bin gespannt, wie viele Rätsel wir machen müssen. Fluchtgeschwindigkeit erreicht. Ah. Start schon, Moment. Gott, ich muss meine Kamera da weghalten. Aua.
What's that smell? Why is there a smoked red herring there?
Mr. Sampo, take a look. This is a wonderful smoked red herring.
Somebody save me from this cringe joke.
Even among the fools
Wow,
I know,
sample-based.
Miss Sparkle's sense of humor stands out from the rest.
Have you dealt with many masked fools before?
No, only a handful. After all, I prefer warm memories baked in sunshine. They're the ones that usually belong to kind people.
Wow. Wow. Someone saved me from this cringe joke. Wow. So.
Open it up and take a look.
So. So. Und so. Tick-Tack, Glocke in Aktion. Oh, wow.
There's a ring inside. This is evidence too.
Because this ring was found inside the victim's mouth. We want to reconstruct the scene of the crime.
Okay.
The victim's mouth.
Hey, there's something engraved inside the ring. John Sean family heirloom.
Ah.
That should be it. Let's head out.
I have to thank you, Mr. Assistant Detective, but the puzzle this time is pretty strange.
Have you found out who the killer is?
Just some shallow intuition.
Ich habe tatsächlich weniger Vermutungen dieses Mal bis jetzt.
Oh, for the laughter. Didn't think I'd be seeing Detective Black Swan so soon. Was that? You found out who the killer is?
Pretty much.
You live up to your reputation, Detective Black Swan. As smart as the nest of magpies roosting in the roof of my Uncle Frank's garage.
Okay.
This guy is mixing up his birds here.
Then go ahead. Who is the killer? And what evidence do you have to prove the case?
Okay.
Good. Then let us appreciate your... Letzten is a wealthy merchant who's been competing with Miss Sparkle for death.
Okay, reicher Händler, der in Konkurrenz ist. Ist ein fucking Rezept. Wow. Ja, Geschäftsbuch. Eine Krawatte, da steht Letzten drauf. Ein Hocker mit 2 Fußabdrücken. Da bedeutet, er hat einmal Pepeshi-Arbeiter gehört. Es ist das plumpste aller Beweise, als wäre Frau Sparkle von ihrem hohen Sockel gefallen. Wow. Erbstück. Ja, natürlich das. Kann ich tatsächlich... Ich hätte keine Ahnung, ehrlich gesagt, gerade.
This guy?
Der Ring?
This ring is a piece of...
That's right. What would a penniless wretch of a gambler like Zhongshan be doing at such a fancy fashion store as this? Because he was...
Wobei, nee, war es nicht, sonst hätte er den Ring ja mitgenommen.
He'd stolen Lefton's tie and was just about to get away when he saw Miss Sparkle, the one who'd stolen his family fortune from him. So he darted. Who could have known that Miss Sparkle would end up swallowing that ring? All Zhongshan could do was use the tie in his hand to try and strap down her neck to prevent her from swallowing the ring. But he unexpectedly managed to strangle Miss Sparkle to death.
Okay.
It's a tragedy. If it weren't...
Also, ich hätte jeden nehmen können, oder wie? Wahrscheinlich.
Is something wrong here? This is too easy.
Okay, also es gab keinen wirklichen Mörder hier.
As you can imagine, the conclusions that the evidence points to are not mutually exclusive. Which means, this is probably another prank.
Okay, ich hätte einfach sagen müssen, es gibt keinen Mörder.
Assistant Detective, please feel free to point out a suspect as the murderer.
Ah, I see. Sheriff, the murderer is Lefton. The evidence is the tie, right?
Correct, Detective Sampo. I never thought you'd be able to deduce the truth.
Sheriff, the murderer is right. The evidence is the stool, right?
Yes! For the laughter, how did I fail to realize this formidable intellect of yours?
Then, right from the start, there was no murderer. The evidence is the ring. Whatever, I'm just spitballing here.
Goodness me! Deputy Sheriff, is he really a genius? How could such an unfathomable mystery be solved so...
Look, Miss Sparkle has given us a puzzle where every single answer is correct.
So ein Rätsel mit Stützrädern.
Why take it so seriously? Miss Sparkle is a masked fool, not a masked genius. If it's a challenging puzzle you want, please go out there and turn right until you get to the Intelligentsia Guild. We're only responsible for providing an entertaining detective experience. Anyway, since our genius detective Black Swan has cracked the case, I will now share Miss Sparkle's next puzzle with you.
Okay.
So that's it? This is just going to go on and on forever? We can't do that.
Then I wish you both the best. Okay, if you're not in a hurry, I can tell you the answers for some of the outcomes you never chose.
Okay, was wäre gewesen?
Detective Black Swan.
Ja,
I wouldn't miss...
es gibt keinen Mörder.
What do you mean by that?
Haha!
This evidence doesn't really prove...
Nothing. I thought there was an answer for every single
Don't go too far. Miss, what do you mean by...
Nothing.
Don't go too... What do you mean by...
Gibt es einen Beweis?
This tie is a piece of evidence.
That's right. Miss
Okay.
Sparkle stole Lefton's tie to see if it would fit her. But who knew after Miss Sparkle...
Eine Diebstahlsicherung. Wow.
I'd rather not play.
Wow, Diebstahlsicherung in der Krawatte.
Just as you said, solving puzzles is all just a cover for something else. That girl is toying with us. What should we do now? Just keep getting led around by her?
Truly, Miss Sparkle is a fascinating person. She seems chaotic inside, but easy enough to understand. Like a performer on the stage or child hungering for attention. This game will be over soon. This time, we're going to catch her.
Okay. So.
Miss Black Swan, Mr. Sampo, you're finally here. I am the famed detective of Penacony, and next to me here is my assistant.
A murder in a locked room has left us all stumped.
As expected, another change in setting.
Yesterday, my assistant and I were visiting the famed artist Miss Sparkle, and we stayed
Berühmte
back.
Künstlerin.
But this morning, Miss Sparkle didn't come out of her bedroom.
Okay.
Butler Zhongshan said that the door was locked from inside, so we ought not to have disturbed her. But Miss Sparkle had never slept in so late. And no matter how hard he knocked, there was no answer from inside. As soon as I heard, I knew something must have happened. So I acted decisively and broke the door down to get inside. The room was covered in spattered blood. Miss Sparkle's body was lying right in the middle, her face white as snow. One look told me she'd been dead for some time.
Okay.
Thinking quickly, I grabbed the artist's canvas to staunch Miss Sparkle's blood, but alas, poor Miss Sparkle. She's left us now forever. Besides us and Zhongshan, the butler, Lefton, the cook, and Wright, the driver, were also at the scene of the crime.
Natürlich.
What would you like to do?
Presumably, Miss Sparkle is now carefully arranging the next crime scene, right? Why don't you skip all this rigmarole and just have a heart-to-heart conversation with me? It might tickle a little.
Wait up! Wait up!
Honest kid. I know where you are, Miss Sparkle.
No
cheating!
Ich wusste es.
Huh. Mr. Assistant Detective. You seem to be getting anxious.
No, it's... This locked room murder case is pretty fun. I want to guess who it was.
Let's go. Can't keep a girl waiting, can we?
Hey, Miss Black Swan, wait up! Wait up! Miss Sparkle has one final message to announce.
Okay.
Ding-a-ling! Now comes the most exciting and romantic moment in any drama.
Okay.
The audience challenge. Everyone knows that the mighty masked fool Sparkle can change her appearance to look like others. And in this drama, the villain Sparkle has disguised herself as another character. So then, I put to you, which character is it?
Sample.
Also, if you're interested in the lost room,
Imagine, sie hat sich als Black Swan
you can
verkleidet.
try out your powers of deduction. I put lots into coming up with the puzzle, so don't let it go to waste. Thus, the masked genius Miss Sparkle has thrown down the gauntlet. All the clues are in motion. Happy hunting!
Begib dich schnellstens zu Sparkles Versteck. Okay. Machen wir.
Miss, why didn't you just do this earlier?
Such a crude approach violates my aesthetics of memory. But as a means to an end, I need to put this aside for a more indifferent process.
Oh mein Gott, eine Mülltonne. Ja.
There's no weird, sweet dreams troupe, nor is there evidence strewn all over the place. We finally caught up with her. But what's that thing? A Bella Boggian trash can? In Penacony?
Hey, dear Memo Keeper and Mr. Coldfeet, you made it. I didn't expect you to skip the final puzzle. That's on me. All right. Miss Sparkle cares not for the faults of ants like me. Come then, this is the final question. Listen up. What creature has 4 legs in the morning, 2
Mensch.
legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at...
No murder case this time.
Sometimes it's nice to take things easy. Come on, dear, give me your answer.
Oder die Antwort muss jetzt Mülltonne sein.
Seeing as you're right here in front of me like this, then I guess...
Ich muss es auswählen.
Womp womp. Wrong answer. That's funky, but the correct answer is... Sparkle!
Okay, so oder so wäre es falsch.
In the morning, she can't get out of bed. She runs about all afternoon in a fluster, so is exhausted by evening, but has to still raise a hand to hold a toothbrush. Poor Sparkle. So naturally she's got 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs at night.
What the heck was that jibber-jabber?
What a cute answer.
Thanks for the compliment, my dear. But you can't try to fool me, seeing as you've just tried to cheat. Wrong answer. Accept your punishment.
Natürlich. Okay.
Memories are beneath the waters lies an endless abyss.
So, bam.
Let me tend your wounds.
Relax. May as well kill them all.
Bam.
Destiny isn't chosen. Ill tidings manifest.
Good times.
Und
Time to say
gewonnen.
bye.
Das war schneller, als ich gedacht hätte. Du hast die Prüfung der Tonne bestanden. Nice.
Holy smokes! What's up with this guy? He just came out swinging from nowhere. Huh?
Okay.
No voices? This guy's pretty quiet. Miss, let's hurry up. Flip open the lid and find the girl.
Wait. Don't move. Something's off.
Okay.
Miss, you killed Sparkle.
Oh mein Gott. Bin ich in Danganronpa gelandet?
How is this possible?
Ah, wir kriegen noch einen
People
guten
die
Screenshot.
inside Penacony's Dreamscape. In the Garden of Recollection. What did you do?
Ich bin in Danganronpa gelandet. Nein, nicht weitergehen.
did this, didn't you? Killing people in their dreams. Only the remembrance has the powers to do that. You planned it out all from the start because she teased you and was pranking you. You wanted to kill her.
Oh mein Gott. Das war also legit. Also so Danganronpa, dieser Körper-Reveal.
You refused to let me go because you wanted to drag me into all of this. If I don't agree, I'll end up just like she did.
Natürlich. Genau
There is
das.
no death inside Penacony's dreamscape. That's the promise of the family and the blessing of the harmony. Not even a memo can break this barrier.
Das wäre schön. Ist das die Confirmation, dass Firefly noch lebt?
There's no need to take such
Bitte?
great pains. If you just want confirmation, I've already told you the answer, Miss Sparkle.
Miss Sparkle? Who are
Ja.
you talking to?
You. Sparkle has disguised herself as another character. Wouldn't that be you, Mr. Sampo?
This? Don't jump to conclusions! If you want to accuse me of being Sparkle, you have to provide the evidence. Oh, I'm afraid evidence is a little too hard to come by. So, deduction.
Ah.
The hint for the final question was a little too obvious.
Oh, you mean the locked room murder? I thought you weren't doing that one.
All the painstaking effort that Miss Sparkle put into it. How could I ever miss it? The key to solving the puzzle lay in two pieces of information put forward by the detectives. First, the large splatter of blood at the crime scene. Second, the victim had been dead for some time. Based on my shallow understanding, I can only draw two conclusions. One is that the murderer did not need to create a locked room case, because a locked room always needs a reason to exist. But, based on the detective's description, this locked room did not delay the discovery of the body. There was no third party at the crime scene to frame, and the blood everywhere didn't look like a faked suicide. That being so, the murderer seems to have no reason for creating a locked room. There is also reason to speculate that if the crime scene was a locked room, then its creator might not necessarily be the murderer. As for my second conclusion, it's even more obvious still. When everyone broke into the scene of the crime, why did the assistant rush off to staunch the blood? The answer is simple. It's because the assistant detective is the murderer. At the time, I was in such a hurry that I didn't hear the whole mystery. I tentatively speculated that the murderer had killed the victim the night before, but hadn't locked the door from the inside. And so, when he learned this piece of information, He realized that the victim had created their own locked room mystery. That's why he had to rush to the crime scene as soon as possible, to confirm whether or not the victim left any evidence implicating him. And, judging by his behavior, it probably had something to do with that canvas. Like some final words. Of course, this is just a simple mind game. The answer to the puzzle isn't important. Miss Sparkle just wanted to pass on one hint to me. That the murderer is the assistant detective, which means it's you, Mr. Sampo. I've been using this term of address, but it was you who first came up with it.
Has anyone ever told you that you're more like a detective than a memo keeper?
In my opinion, there is no difference between the two. Follow ripples along the surface of the water. Use some abilities and tricks to keep diving deeper. And touch that secret.
Ich habe sehr viel Spaß in der Mission jetzt auch am Ende noch bekommen.
Salvage it and protect them.
Also ich muss sagen, so zwischen dem ersten und zweiten Rätsel dachte ich so, ist okay, die Mission, aber nichts Besonderes. Jetzt am Ende ist es nochmal sehr viel lustiger geworden.
The truth does not lie.
Vor allem als die einfach dieses Danganronpa-Mord-Discovery.
Exquisite reasoning.
Das ist, glaube ich, mein Favorite Teil.
But I have another answer. Would you like to hear it?
Another answer?
Oh.
The great artiste Sparkle locked herself away in her bedroom using red paint to create the semblance of spattered blood everywhere. And that assistant detective who was first on the scene was not the murderer, but rather an accomplice who assisted her in faking her own death.
What a pity. Such a pity. My dear, you were so close to the right answer. Miss Sparkle's body. Sparkle was disguised as Sparkle's body.
Okay.
Ding-a-ling! I won!
Does Miss Sparkle's body even count as a real character?
Why not? Miss Sparkle's body appeared in all three of those.
Moment, also ist Tempo doch real? Ich bin verwirrt.
It's a little bit forced, but it's fine. So, who is this Mr. Sampo then?
Beautiful lady. I already confessed everything to you earlier on. I really didn't know a thing. I just helped a friend send a letter. That's all.
Okay.
So I've been running a fool's errand this whole time.
Okay.
My dear, why so serious? Haven't you been having a great time? I have, at least. You take memories, and I get joy. We get what we need from each other, seeing as we're such kindred spirits, but also such loners. Why don't you come and work with me? Ooh, we can dance ballet together.
Oh? Am I understanding this correctly? A masked fool inviting me to work together?
A show of unprecedented splendor is about to be staged in Penacony. If you're too late to take the stage, you can work behind the scenes. If you want to appreciate this drama, you have to stand up under that spotlight as you take the stage and watch the dancing envelop you. Come with me. This is the best seat in the house.
I don't really understand why you're so fixated on destroying family barriers. But, as I said before, a memo keeper can't help you. It's frankly above my pay grade.
Above my pay grade.
Also, I don't consider you a loner. Oh, I don't mean him, but rather behind you. The one who hired you to come to Penacony probably doesn't want you secretly linking up with other forces.
How did you know?
Memory is like the deep blue sea. But if you try to catch 2 fish with 1 cast, you might not be satisfied with your catch.
So, you mean you're refusing?
Oh.
Memo Keeper, did you think you could just leave?
Oh.
Why not?
Sparkle, ich glaub
My
du.
dear, I don't want to scare you. You'll know the answer sooner or later. We're just getting to know each other a little today. If you ever change your mind, come find me at the tavern. That is, if you can find me. Let's go, Sampo? Sampo. Who is Sampo?
This is Bellabog, right?
Oh.
I said, why not? Don't worry. Such a crude approach violates my statics of memory. So once you leave my sight, you'll be able to remember everything again. And also, I'm sorry, my dear. My dream dance partner? I've already got sights on someone else.
Einfach am Ende nochmal die Erinnerung manipulieren, einfach so, um zu kontern. Nice. Sehr schön. Okay, das war dann scheinbar die Mission. Ich bin gespannt. Kriegen wir jetzt... Oh, okay, noch nicht ganz. Kriegen wir jetzt einen Black Swan als Besuch oder Sparkle? Oder beide? Ja, war. Sampo hat sich rausgestellt als...
I noticed that the people in your dream were familiar to you. It's worth repeating that dreams are just dreams. And in Penguin, dreams can be processed.
Ich bin noch immer verwirrt, ob Sampo jetzt wirklich hier ist.
Let alone in someone else's dreamscape. If there's any information that you'd like to confirm,
Ich bin noch immer sehr verwirrt, ob Sampo jetzt wirklich hier ist.
of reality, sweet dreams.
Okay. Okay. Noch ein Ladebildschirm. Was jetzt?
Really?
Ah,
I wouldn't do anything to her.
okay, Sampo ist doch hier.
Don't worry about that, Memo Keeper. Let's talk about my thing. I've helped you out with everything you've asked. As agreed, shouldn't you give my mask back to me now?
Oh.
Since when did the masked fools suddenly start respecting agreements? Just kidding. I loved seeing that look on your face. Take this key to the tavern cellar, 3rd barrel on the left. You never saw me. But Sampo, after all this time, what made you suddenly want to take back your mask? This doesn't seem like the Sampo I know. Let me guess. A catastrophe is coming to Urello 6. Am I right?
Oh.
Well, no comment about that. But I love that line you said. If you're too late to take the stage, you can work behind the scenes. That really makes sense.
Oh. Bedeutet das, auf Urello 6 wird nochmal in den nächsten Updates was passieren?
Sometimes even an old timer like me feels like taking the stage and making a fool out of
Okay.
myself.
Interessant.
If you're all out of options, please get in touch with me. I'm the kind of person who values friendship highly.
Forget it. You'll be doing me a favor if you stay away from Bellabog. After all, the elation that Miss Sparkle seeks isn't something old Sempo can stand by. Go tell Giovanni I said hi.
Okay.
Fine.
Interesting.
I'm just spitballing here. Don't take it so seriously. Why so serious?
Okay. Interesting. Also schon mal Vorstellung, dass wirklich etwas auf Jerry 6 nochmal passieren wird. Ha. Ich meine, die werden jetzt nicht die Main Story referenziert haben, weil das passiert ja danach erst. Black Swan hat dir eine Nachrichtenanfrage geschickt. Oh. Kellerkind, ich nehme an, du hast die Traumblase schon gesehen. Entspann dich, ich will nur wissen, ob sich schon jemand nach dir erkundigt hat. Black Swan? In der Tat, die Wahrerin der Erinnerung, wie du weißt. Ich werde es kurz machen. Die Närrin namens Sparkle sucht derzeit überall nach dieser Traumblase. Ich weiß nicht, welche Absichten sie hat, aber wenn ich zulasse, dass sie in die Hände fällt, wird das nur mehr Verwirrung stiften. Kellerkind, könntest du mir einen Gefallen tun, die Traumblase zurückholen? Gerne. Die Einstellung gefällt mir. Ich werde mit dir gehen. Aber ich kann mich nicht mehr erinnern, wo ich die Traumblase zurückgelassen habe. Kannst du mir auf die Sprünge helfen? Im Shop? Erinnerst du dich nicht mehr? Hehe. Naja, mein Gedächtnis ist nichts im Vergleich zur echten wahren Erinnerung. Ah, ich kann nicht glauben, dass ich die Information so leicht bekommen habe. Ich war wirklich besorgt, dass ich auffliegen würde. Oh, beim Streichen geht es mir immer um hin und her. Du hast erlebt, wie viel Spaß ich mit der wahren Erinnerung habe. Du kannst von ihr lernen, junge Dame. Das ist erst der Anfang. Ich komme wieder. Ihr versuch's nur. Okay. Dut. Und jetzt schreibt mir die echte Black Swan. Geht um Müll. Ich hab nicht gelesen. Abstechen in den Traumshop. Ich habe eine neue Lieferung. Die Lieferung hat ein spannendes Thema. Wer sie probiert, lobt sie in höchsten Tönen. Geht um Müll. Ich wusste, du würdest dich interessieren. Erinnere dich an das Motto meines Ladens. Edward kennt deine Vorlieben besser als du. Erlaube mir, die Spannung aufrechtzuerhalten. Kein Spoiler. Du musst die Traumblase selbst betreten. Vielleicht später. Kann ich dich jetzt noch ansprechen an die Blase von Black Swan? Okay, nein. Okay, was hat Black Swan? Oh, jetzt schreibt es mir genau dasselbe. Ich habe ein Déjà-vu. Du kennst vielleicht die Närrin Sparkle. In letzter Zeit hat sie Spaß gefunden, sich an andere Menschen auszugeben. Hat sie es schon bei dir versucht? Warte. Ja, dann könnte ja auch du Sparkle in Verkleidung sein. Du bist wirklich wachsam. Was kann ich tun, um zu beweisen, dass ich bin? Eine Handlung? Aber wenn ich die Närrin eine gute Beobachtungsgabe habe, besteht die Chance, dass sie alles perfekt imitieren kann. Ich denke, das Einzige, was einen Menschen unterscheidet, sind Erinnerungen. Es gibt keine Möglichkeit für Außenstehende, die Erinnerungen von anderen zu stehlen oder imitieren. Es ist genau wie damals, als wir uns in Penacony trafen. Ein seltsamer Traumland, das uns gibt. Eine Reihe von seltsamen Morden, Leute mit unterschiedlichen Träumen, die Wahrheit, die unter der Wasseroberfläche liegt. Soll ich fortfahren? Das reicht. Es kann nicht sein, dass ich diejenige bin, die die ganze Zeit redet. Nach deiner Logik müsstest du ebenfalls beweisen, dass du nicht Sparkle bist. Hä? Oh. War nur ein Scherz. Als Waren der Erinnerung weiß ich natürlich, wer die Person auf der anderen Seite ist. Sparkles Streiche haben ihre Vorteile, denn sie bringt uns dazu, das Gesehene zu überdenken und über das Aussehen und die Realität der Traumlandschaft nachzudenken. Das ist auch der Grund, warum ich die Traumblase mit dir geteilt habe. Gut, es scheint, als hätte sie keinen größeren Schaden angerichtet. Ich bin beruhigt, wir sehen uns wieder. Okay, ich dachte, sie hätte jetzt darauf angesprochen, dass Sparkle das wissen will, dass ich dir das irgendwie nicht sagen soll. Dann so, oh, zu spät. Okay. War ganz nett. Wie gesagt, meinte ich eben schon, dass ich so zwischendurch zwar dachte, ein bisschen langweilig jetzt diese Rätsel, nichts zu Besonderes. Aber am Ende nochmal war es ganz interessant. Auch der Twist, es war doch wirklich Sampo. Und, wie heißt es? Es war doch Fröhlich. Habe ich jetzt das Ding eingesammelt? Bin verwirrt. Es war doch wirklich Sampo gewesen und nicht Sparkle. Und Sparkle hat sich tatsächlich als tot ausgegeben und es war nett. Und am Ende auch noch die lustige Sache, wo Black Swan die Erinnerung kurz manipuliert hat, um einfach so ein bisschen Rache zu nehmen. Genau. In dem Sinne war es das aber mit dem Video. Wenn es euch gefallen hat, lasst gerne einen Daumen hoch da, würde mich freuen. Und bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao!